believe Sydney is the one who made that choice.
That's a good sign for him.
Sure.
Attempt to activate Runick Destruction. Attempt to special summon Runick from the extra deck.
We're going to go with Runick Destruction, and we're going to special summon out Hugin.
Hugin, discarding cost to search for the Runick field spell.
Sure. Hugin effect to search out the field spell, Runick Fountain.
Pictures of main deck Dark Ruler no more. That's some useful information for later.
Oh, it's almost like a going second build. Perhaps in this current format, we do need some level of board breaking, just in case you do not win that die roll.
Special summon Spright Carrot.
Spright Carrot has landed on the field.
That's fine.
And what is that card that he just played there?
I have to check that card. I think that's Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Special summon Beat.
Oh, it's Rookie for hire.
Rookie.
Rookie for hire.
Rookie, not Mayhem.
Now we summon out Beat.
Activate Runick Fountain.
Yeah, that is Rookie.
Activate Runick Slumber. Attempt to special summon from the extra
I do
deck.
not see the art of those cards very often.
That's it's also pretty hard to see from this angle here. And we're going to activate another Runick card. This time the Runick Fountain is already live. We might see some card draw.
Effect targeting 2 to put back draw 2.
We're going to put pack 2 and draw 2 cards.
Have you take the extra cards like from your extra deck here?
My tokens as well.
Oh, they're just addressing something on the field just now.
We've got Beat Bladesman for hire.
That's more than fine.
And there's a carrot, so it's a little bit safe on the
Resolution.
spell trap negation.
So Beat is level 3, actually. So you'd have to use the Hugin there.
Yep.
Summon Gigantic. Anything on summon
Gigantic has
abilities?
now landed.
Activate effect. Sure.
No disruption from Eric.
That's not too surprising. I think a lot of the Labrynth decks kind of show a lot of the Ash Blossoms of the world. But what you might see is something like a wannabe in the end phase, for instance, to get a trap set on your opponent's first turn so that you have something you can activate right away.
Spright Blue has summoned onto the field, activating the effect, adding a jet into hand, special summoning jet onto the field. And now we're going to grab Sprite's starter. I love that line of play. That line of play just lines everything up for more and more monsters, and it's also very apparent in Master Duel right now. Oh, careful on the shuffle there. Now both these players 6-1-2 on their record. This is it. If they can't make it through this round,
yeah, so that's 20 points. That's a really, really awkward place to be right now. 7 and 1 draw is probably the only way you have a safety net here on day 2. So I'm not liking the chances of anybody who takes a loss here. I don't think 2 losses, 2 draws is going to make it.
It's almost feeling like single elimination here.
Yeah.
I don't have another Unity. I'm sorry about that. I do not. I'm locked into 2s currently, and
Okay, so I look to see if there's a procedural error in action for that.
I believe there's a slight procedure error happening right here.
This tournament, including yesterday.
yes.
Yeah. So it looked like he was trying to use a runic spell to summon another something from his extra deck, but he ran out of the level 2s.
I will link summon.
And of course, we're also locked under Gigantic Spright. But Gigantic Spright, a double-edged sword almost, because it also locks your opponent down into Link 2, Rank 2, and Level 2. And we're going to see a Mannequin Cat.
And then those 2 are headed away
Folgo effect search.
to make Folgo.
Just requires 2 monsters different types, right?
I believe it's a Donner. Donner.
Is it Donner?
Donner, sorry.
Yeah, it is Donner.
That is a
That's right,
Donner.
because that's a Link 2. You can't summon Folgo.
Donner effect or beat effect search.
Even though he declared Folgo, which would be illegal. So you've got to do the legal one.
We got the Rex for hire.
Beat effect special.
Sure.
Beat effect to special summon out Rex. Rex effect to search. Rex is a dinosaur.
Rex is a
Which
dinosaur.
allows
Yeah,
for the
that's
deck
the
to
monster
run
reborn to
Fossil
Rex.
Dig.
Yes.
Now, the best way to play any deck is to allow for many variations of opening cards, and having Fossil Dig, not once per turn, just get yourself a dinosaur, and Rex can just go off
You
from
use
there.
B to special summon Rex, and after that, you summon Donner, you add Rex off B.
Which one did I say to use? Do you have access to that information?
Yeah, so beat,
I don't think I
the
did
way
both.
beat works is
You summon Donner, activate
you to get the extra the search off it, you need to have a different
Excuse me, sorry.
monster for hire on the field. So during your main phase, you can special summon one from your hand. But if a monster for hire is special summoned to your field while you control it, then you can add one from your deck to your hand, except another beat. So you get the beat out first, then you play Donner to pick up Rex, and then beat can special summon the Rex out of hand.
Yep.
To Masquerena.
And we get into an IP Masquerena. That could still lead to the Folgo.
Now, it looked like he was picking up the Mayhem for hire with Rex. Not quite sure what the confusion on that one was. But these two
that is
monsters
fun.
are linked off for IP Masquerena. And my Runick tip is Runick is activated, banishing a Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode.
So main decking Sphere mode in this scenario can be very, very good.
And seeing that as some good information for Sydney as well.
I will set.
That could be telegraphing a bit much.
Enter end phase. Activate Spright
But I
Center.
love this. Main decking Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode.
We're going to go ahead and just use that starter here and put the third monster on the board.
Now, what,
And surely Eric will just not have another Sphere mode in hand.
now that's what we're hoping for.
I will.
Or at least that is what Sydney is hoping for.
I'll drop for turn.
We draw for turn. And it's a super poly.
So no wannabe or anything like that.
Wannabe almost functions like a pot of, I guess, duality or prosperity. During your opponent's turn, you just get the excavation, get a free set.
It could be up to 5, depending on how many zones your opponent has failed to fill.
Most of an area and active effect.
So this reveals the
Let's
matchup.
activate Sprite Red. Attributing cost to negate. Destroy.
We are going to negate the effect of Ariana. And that's from Spright Red. Red, since that Red did tribute away.
I'll chain IP Masquerena effect.
Oh, there's another chain here.
I'll chain
An IP.
Mayhem for hire.
And Mayhem for hire.
Targeting beat.
And we get beat back onto the field. And we're going to use 3 monsters into Folgo.
Yeah, so now the Folgo is legal.
Resolution, chain 1, effective Folgo to, let's see, they're both triggers. So I'll activate chain 1 to
We're
draw
gonna
equal
activate-
to 1, and then chain 2 to special from the deck.
We're going to be activating
Chain
Folgo.
3, Rex,
Chain 3 Rex.
targeting beat to special summon from the graveyard.
For beat. Special summon out the beat.
And then
Special
I'll draw
from the
3,
deck.
'cause I
When
can
we
draw
have
3
the
from Rex.
Donpa. And we're going to draw 3 cards.
You're good to go.
That is Folgo's effect. Combining the Runick cards with the for hire cards,
End phase?
sure. They just get
Activate
so
Runick
many
tip to
cards
search
that they
for
can just
Runick.
load into their hand. There's 2 ways to draw 3 cards right away, just from these cards alone.
I thought it was a little interesting. I'm not.
Resolution, banish 1 off the top of your deck.
So there were 2 dark monsters on the field, were there not?
There was the IP
Still
Masquerena.
End phase.
There was the Beat, and the last one was Spright Red.
Activate Runick
Is it-
Destruction.
Spright Red is a fire.
The Donner, right? Was
Banished top
Donner
4.
still there?
Donner
Oh,
was
Donner's
tributed
there.
off.
Tribute off. Okay.
Donner was tributed off.
Okay. Fountain trigger. I'll target my 2 tips and destruction to put back and draw 3.
And we're going for another draw 3, putting back the 2 tips and the destruction. Now, I think Sydney sees the value
This
of those
is-
destructions now because this is a Labrynth matchup. Spell Trap Destruction is going to be much more important than dealing with
Still end
monsters.
phase. Slumber. Targeting. Okay, die by first battle card effect, and they banish top 3.
And we're going to banish the top 3 cards. With Slumber, we hit a skill drain.
This is rough because Eric's just showing him all of
good
his
to go.
cards at this point. Like this game is clearly lost.
For turn.
He's drawn too many cards. You're the
Anything in draw
trap
phase?
deck, right? You have to make
Stand by
favorable
me?
trades
Sure.
with your opponent with all of their cards.
If it gets to the point where
And he's just
you're-
drawing. He's drawn 5 extra cards off of
I
Fountain
will
so far.
activate
But this is
beat effective special.
not
from-
happening.
Beat effective special summon. And we get
Chain
Rafali.
link.
It's the
One
blade
repel.
spin for hire.
That's the one that negates monster effects.
I believe it's Wiz the
Blood
Sage
Runick freezing
Yeah.
curses.
that does spells and traps.
Having both of them on the field, get your full coverage.
Almost on.
And now we're going to Rex. It's kind of interesting how the for hire monsters, or the monsters for hire. Let me get
for
that.
hire.
Let me get that right. Monsters for hire. You know, they weren't the most
Activating
popular on
Nightmare
release,
Phoenix's
but you
effect,
can see how
discarding
cards
cost,
can evolve over
target
time
to
and
destroy.
become really, really powerful. And now
Uses the super polymerization there. Never got a chance to use it.
Eric just getting picked apart right now.
And it's tough because the top card of his deck was that sphere mode as well,
It would have been nice.
and he lost it.
Activate Nightmare Unicorn
That is
effect.
right.
Discarding
But
cost.
I bet Sydney
Target
felt
to shuffle
pretty
back to the
comfortable
deck.
once he saw the spear mode just be banished right off the top of the deck.
No, that's as long as you think they don't have
I'll
another.
activate.
Surprises can happen.
All right, so if anything's going to go well for
Runick
Eric
destruction,
here,
targeting to pop and banish top four.
And we're losing the additional card. Oh, so
it
we
would
have
be this.
welcome
So we've
Labrynth
got
and
double
big-
welcomes.
So regular welcome and big welcome. Welcome is chain link 2, so we're going to see the monsters being summoned onto the field. That is going to be Ariana, and we also have a
You need to
lady.
banish 4 before you special off the deck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. So we're going to have to shuffle up. Banish 4 cards before we get to the
so if he
welcome.
loses a bunch of the stuff that he wants to summon with this, it would be brutal. But he does not.
Yeah, Eric is safe.
Bunch of trap cards.
I mean, we witnessed that, I believe, in the earlier games where I believe that was Raymond's game, where he lost the last card that he needed to summon.
Rose?
With Rose,
he's
yeah.
very effective
And
draw.
that's due to the Runick cards.
I have triggers
Oh,
here.
you're fine.
I'll activate Chainlink 1 Folgo. Chainlink 2 Fountain, targeting 3 to put back draw 3.
All right, so that fountain's up
I'll chain
to
Rex.
8 draws now.
Yep, and Fogel's going to be up to 6
Raphael.
now.
Well, I'll target Donner to summon back. Sure.
So, though, yeah, we need the third monster. If you don't have the
draw.
third monster that is for hire, you don't get the draw through. The additional 2 draw.
two
3
draws.
off
The additional 2 draw.
Fountain first, and then Folgo. Folgo has 3, so
And there.
Resolution Donpa targeting Marianne since for hire was
That is
summoned.
just so many cards loaded into Sydney's hand.
I draw.
And the only defense that Eric can really put up here is dropping Lady Labrynth back onto the field because normal trap was activated this turn.
Yes.
I don't know how useful that is in this situation since there aren't any set cards to give it protection.
Now, luckily, I don't think there's going to be any battle phase going on, so life points are still safe. But in terms of card advantage, I don't think Eric can make a comeback on this. That was just way too many draws. It almost felt like Sydney took
Runick Slumber, targeting
3 extra
Folgo,
turns
banish
right
top
there,
3,
just
and
based on the amount of draws.
And note here that he's aggressively going after Eric's deck, like knowing that he can't attack here, but he's got just infinite cards to play with.
Yeah, those cards are infinitely cycling. Runick Fountain
battle phase,
constantly
end
just
phase,
putting the cards
so you
back,
can
and we're just going to
discard.
cycle through every single card available again and again and again.
He's got so many cards he has to
Oh,
discard too at the end phase.
We've
And
never
it's
seen
2
that.
fossil
Here,
digs.
graveyard.
You don't need those anymore, especially with double Rex banished.
We haven't seen people discard cards out of the hand on end phase for a very, very long time, especially on a feature match.
It's hard to draw enough cards to do that and not
Main phase.
play them.
It's not like we're going to see a
from
heavy slump, just
Chain
rip
Runick
all
freezing
those
curse
cards
targets
out.
Vegas, banish top
3.
So freezing curse negates Ariana.
And I think we're just going to see a deck out at this point. I think that's the target for Sydney. I mean, that's what the deck is really good at, maintaining hand advantage and decking you out at the exact same time. And also exposing every single available card in your deck.
Right back row, banish top 4.
So destruction takes out. Oh, it takes out the Karma Cannon. Oh, the Karma Cannon would have been a really nice one to keep.
Resolution.
Yep.
Chain 1
I
Fountain.
would've sent away all
targeting
those
3,
Link
chain 2 Folgo to
monsters.
draw 3.
Sure.
I think it's a really great card design.
And another draw 3 from Fountain here.
And even though Sydney is drawing a ton of cards, it won't really matter as long as
So you're
Fountain
in
can
phase?
keep reloading it. And once you
Okay,
get to
let me
the
tip to
end,
search
we're
for
at
a
an
card.
endless cycle, the same cards over and over and over again,
I'll grab
where those
the
destructions
destruction.
are going to keep on just
How many cards
taking
left in the
away
deck?
3 cards or 4 cards at a time.
3, 4, 5,
And
6.
he's down to 6
cards
cards.
left in the deck. He's probably going to see if he can just end phase this thing,
Draw for turn.
If we can get into a freezing curse,
which he just picked up.
yeah, no, see some control happen on Eric's side.
Standby phase.
He's got a great variety in his hand.
After Lord of Healing Prison.
All right, there we go. Lord of Heaven Clear Prism can stave off some of those destruction effects. It stays revealed, and those face-down cards can't be
Oh, no,
destroyed.
you're good.
There are no dusters here.
Yep, definitely not. And even destruction can't destroy those cards either. We're going to go for Runick Tip. We're going to banish one off the top, and we're also he's going to add the destruction. But you can be patient with that destruction.
The banish is the second copy of Heavenly Prison. Interesting.
That's not too bad of a loss.
Stand by me.
Sure.
Normal summon Rex effect.
Normal summon, Rex effect. Are
That's
we going to see skill drain? No skill drain. And we get a rookie for hire.
Yeah, Res.
And anything on resolution here? I don't think so. We're going to see a Spright Carrot that's going to trade off against one of those back row.
Yeah, it's
negate
tough.
their effect.
Drawing the carrot. Special summoning it immediately.
Attempt special summon from the extra deck.
And we're going to use the destruction to special summon rather than destroy.
Chain goes in.
We're going to see Gozen match, locking them all into one attribute.
It doesn't work like that.
You can't use the carrot to negate this one. Carrot only negates the effect on the activation. The card is going to stay on the field, and then
Yeah,
it's just going to be
you
active.
don't have the link monster.
Yeah, the Link Monster
Can I
would
ask
be
you
able to
guys
take it
about
out.
Cards defining details like level, attribute, type.
Only if it's public knowledge and it's actually been like.
In the duel.
So we have an Earth,
This turn?
and
Okay.
we have a Fire.
Because I would like to chain, but I don't know if it's a legal target to be able to be chained.
I can answer a question about activation.
Well, we're going to see some
Could I
of those
tribute-
floodgates
well,
come out, and that's going to be a Gozen match.
Could I
And I
tribute-
think this is a pretty
well,
good. This is a
I'm just
really good
asking
one
is,
against this matchup.
Beat a Earth monster?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
That's a little, I don't know, not knowing the attributes of your own monsters. Yeah, so this is not actually a legality question yet because the Gozen match hasn't resolved. That's why you can't answer it. It's not, is it a legal move for me to do this? Because right now everything's legal. It's fine.
So we're going to send away
That
the
was also
Sprite
good.
Carrot
Yeah.
as a part of Gozen match, maintaining its game state.
All right, so because the trap was activated successfully, the Lord of Heavenly Prison is going to be summoned, and Eric's going to go ahead and get another Speller Trap out of his deck and set that.
That
It's
feels
interesting
pretty
because
safe.
you lose the protection now.
But we did
That's
lose the
how it feels.
destruction. We traded the destruction for this, and we're going to see I believe that's a welcome
Yes,
labyrinth.
regular welcome.
Yep, so that's standard Welcome Labyrinth. It would be pretty devastating if Susie was like, okay, Feather Duster.
And like it also prevented the Hugin from coming out and getting that fountain. So cycling cards is not going to be easy either. And you have a Runick Tip and a destruction. So in terms of the amount of
Dragon
outs you
Face.
have at this moment,
I'll say Big
it's
Welcome
definitely
special.
been reduced. And we're
Chain
going to
Lady.
activate Big Welcome, and we're going to chain Lady.
Seems pretty good. This is a way better start than last time for Eric.
Yes. We're going to see Lovely. Oh, Lovely perhaps can get the destruction in here.
Yeah.
Oh, Sydney concedes
Runick
this one,
cards on?
saves a bit of time.
Rely on Link Monsters.
And we're going to go into game 3.
That's fine.
That is
Activating Hugin's
Flashing
effect,
Fire.
discarding cost to search their field spell.
That's fine.
Ooh, that goes through as well.
Do we have a sphere mode for this upcoming one? Now we get to the Runick Fountain into the Hugin.
I will go stand by main.
Yes.
Doing it on the draw phase prevents the draw on Lockbird. Very, very essential. Special summon on Spright Blue effect to add another monster. Another monster onto hand, and that's
Jet.
going for Jet.
They're fine.
This is kind of interesting because even if you go for the starter here, you get the additional monster on summon on the field. Lock yourselves into Link 2, Level 2, Rank 2. You can do most of your drawing effects into the monsters for hire just on your opponent's turn. But now we're going to go for Smashers.
Yeah, just getting more of that removal. So if you're getting Smashers here as opposed to a starter, I wonder if maybe he doesn't have a whole lot of Runick stuff in hand.
He is already
Yeah, he's got the two
overlaid.
monsters stacked up. It's like he's doing all of these things. It's just your brain is just full of so many plays. You just got to get them out of there in the correct order.
And we're going to
Slumber,
Fountain,
turning Gigantic.
Fountain,
Make it
Slumber on
not
the
bad with
Gigantic.
valor card effect, banish top 3.
There's the Ash
Moss.
Blossom.
Unfortunate. Well, at least it's not 6 card.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 6 card anymore.
That's fine.
And we're going to target 2 in the graveyard and drawing 2 cards from the Runick Fountain.
Let's see how many more Runicks he picks
A Runick
up.
Tip and another Fountain.
So notably, the Fountain draw
Activate Gigantic.
not once per turn. We've seen some people cycle them out, but I don't think it's happening this time. Currently only allowed to play with 2 Runick
Rex
Fountains.
effect.
So that is the other Runick Fountain. There's not a third one. But it's good to have the backup.
So, mentioned earlier, locking yourselves into Link 2, Level 2, Rank 2 doesn't exactly stop this deck from getting to their end board. They'll just complete it on your turn, and it does look like this is the direction we're going with.
Special carrot.
And we get the carrot on the field as well. With Smasher Carrot, that answers 2 of the spells and traps at the very least. Now we can still get into an IP Mask Arena, but you can't get into Beat.
Yeah, being a level 3.
No, that's correct. Let's do this.
Yeah, we're going to see the IP Mask Arena.
So leaving the 3 monsters there.
We do have a Fire, a Dark, and a Dark. Set 2.
End phase. Tip to search.
Sure.
End phase Tip to Search.
Destruction.
And they're going to be adding a Destruction. Oh, no, not again.
You're welcome.
Not like this.
again. No.
Not like this.
That would have been the perfect top deck. We got rid of the Ash Blossom into something better, and now we got rid of that one. What a perfect tip. This is the tip.
Twice in a match.
Maybe.
What are the odds?
Your best card has been taken away.
I fit Lord.
We're going to see Lord of the Heavenly Prison.
All right, well, that does help. That is helpful.
We're going to set 5 cards in past turn. Set 4 cards.
Yes, this is where you really want to make sure that you have
Lord
trap
is
cards
just
that are good
destruction,
going,
correct?
Yes.
Alright.
that working either way.
In end phase.
So things like the Karma
end
Cannon.
of main.
Sure.
I wonder how Sydney's going to respond to this. Eric here's trying to play catch up. IP Masquerade effect. For 2 monsters, a Unicorn.
Activating Unicorn effect.
Yeah, so
Discard
Lord of the
cost.
Heavenly Prison only
Target
prevents
cost.
destruction. You can still return it back to the deck.
Not only that, I know there's still a Spright Smasher, but probably want to save it for perhaps a continuous trap card. Don't want to go in too early.
I'll activate Runick Destruction, target the pop, banish top 4.
Oh, the
that's
Lord
fine.
of the Heavenly Prison is still
Resolution
alive.
Fountain to put back 2 and draw 2.
That's fine.
Yeah, he's basically just doing it to cycle through cards.
Yep.
The deck has been thoroughly cut by.
I already cut your deck, so you just place it down. It's fine.
We're going to be drawing 2 cards.
He picks up
Two
2
more
more
Runicks.
Runick cards.
Still end phase.
Sure.
We saw Smashers, and he can get a negation off as well. Actually, no, you cannot get a negation off right now through the
Smashers?
Sprite. Carrot, there's no level
Banishing
2,
cost.
or Link 2, or Rank 2.
That's fine.
Banish
Smashers.
This and this.
Sydney aiming to simplify the game state right now. Oh, Eradicator, but I don't. That could have value depending on what comes onto the field. I mean, there could have been a Lord of the Heavenly Prison that becomes that monster for the tribute.
I have a resolution.
Okay.
I'll activate Lord.
You revealed Lord this turn. You can't use
Oh, I can't use both?
use both.
Oh,
Yeah, Lord of the Heavenly
can't use
Prison, you
both.
can't use both. It would be crazy if you could use both in the same
I mean,
turn.
it's pretty good as is.
If you don't mind.
Oh, you're fine.
Sydney just getting that information from the banished cards.
So the Eradicator would be nice for all of these spells, at least just to get the Fountain off the field.
Okay. I'll,
And also clear out the
turn.
ones in the hands as
Draw
well.
for turn.
Sure.
Now, the
And
trouble
bring
is
it
they'll
drop.
just chain all of
No,
that
I'm
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
Stand by main.
unfortunate. A lot of potential for Eric's hand, but Sydney is just really good at picking it apart, as demonstrated in game 1.
I don't think the Eric stayed pretty calm throughout this whole ordeal. We've still got Lord of the Heavenly Prison revealed back there.
Activate Druid's Worm.
Oh,
in main,
Druid's Worm.
targeting Gigantic.
Druid's Worm targeting Gigantic. That is fine. Special summon
Anything on
out
summon?
Bestial Druid
Oh,
Swarm.
you're fine.
At this time, active player, please finish the current phase.
Going to tribute that off.
If you have a time
We're
extension,
going
it begins
to
from
some
it's a
monsters for
6,
hire.
7 or 5. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, now Eric knows that he's a little bit safe here. Can't be a battle phase this turn.
Special summon
Here we go.
out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is
How much time's on the clock?
the Wiz Sage for hire.
Fighting in Wiz.
Getting additional spell trap negation. I mean, that's probably why not Eric, but Sydney felt safe on
Good summon.
getting rid of his own Spright Carrot. But these are all just monsters being loaded
Anything
in.
on summon a dagger.
Macy Graveyard.
And now we got 2 Donner.
We have a Rex and Grave. Please. Activate Heavy Storm Duster targeting your fountain.
Oh, Heavy Storm Duster on the fountain.
That is fine.
And
I'll
fountain
trigger
is
Lord Heavenly
destroyed.
Prison.
Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Special summon. Due to the a set card being activated, and we are going to be able to set another card onto the field.
Big.
Mm-hmm.
Big welcome, Labrynth.
Anything on resolution.
Uh,
I'll be using quick effect priority.
you're using quick. You're using.
I will not be using quick effect priority.
Some Druid Runner links. I only have 2 cards in hand. I'll reveal Lady Special.
All right. So a trap card was
Maybe the
activated
special
this turn, so Eric can activate the effect to special summon
Using
Lady
quick effect
Labyrinth.
priority on summon.
Resolution of that. I expect Drum Cannon.
Ooh, Ruma Cannon.
All right. So City's probably going to want to change something here to stop the second card from coming out from Lady.
That's fine.
Chain Lady.
Chain Lady's fine.
Now, the Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon flips everything face down, and anything it can't flip face down,
Here's what their roots.
the player must send that card to the graveyard on their own. So flipping the card face down affects the card, but if the card can't be affected, for instance, or can't be flipped face down
It's
because
okay.
it's a link monster, for instance, then the
So
player
you're gonna cover the
themselves,
special?
as an action, must send that card to the
Jury
graveyard.
effect targeting fountain.
Yeah.
So it gets around protection from card effects in that way, because even if it can't be affected, the opponent still has
I'm
to
gonna read this
get
out
rid
loud.
of it.
Yeah,
Can I read
and
this?
even if you use cards like Forbidden Lance,
Oh no,
that
Jared's
just makes it so that monster goes to the graveyard instead, and you lose both the lands and your monster.
Activate fountain.
Sure.
And the second fountain
Activate
is up.
destruction targeting your set this side column and then banish top floor.
That's fine.
And we're going to be destroying the last set card.
Which is the Terrors from the Overroot. Not bad losing the Ash Blossom here.
Resolution, fountain targeting 2, put back draw 2.
Fountain put back 2 and drawing 2 cards.
Special Dwiz from deck. Draw
Here
2.
we go.
It's just like
A
you
Rex.
keep getting. So that's the normal summon for the turn.
Yep.
Rex.
And now we got the Rookie for hire.
It's a pretty good one to pick up.
Yes, indeed. I think Sydney trying to recuperate the resources. There's been a lot of exchanges here, and there hasn't been a lot of card drawn into a point where it's a point of no return, where you can't
It's
salvage
not quite
the
like
game
the
anymore.
first one, like the first duel.
But Sydney's trying to build up back into that position.
Rex targeting Wiz.
Sure.
Rex targeting
Wiz
Wiz.
on summon
Sure.
to get 500.
Special summon to gain 500.
Folgo effect
And
on
we're
summon.
back into Folgo.
So I cannot summon a beast, spellcaster, or dinosaur. No.
3 different typing.
Gain 500 life points from this. Correct?
Correct. Activate effective or fail to draw
That's fine.
or to excavate. Sorry.
Activate the effect to excavate.
Never mind, yeah.
Is that one once. You can only use each one.
So with a monster effect negation from Rafali, and we still have Folgo.
Special summons in defense. That's okay.
We need the destruction base effect to, or any type of destruction to get Folgo to activate to draw.
Activate Mayhem targeting Wiz.
Mayhem targeting Wiz.
Now the trouble-looking thing here is that you can't clear Eric's monsters
Phoenix.
by battle,
Spread cost targeting the back row.
so you can still
Resolution,
take out
Folgo effect to draw 1.
traps.
And Folgo gets to draw 1 because we did destroy a card with Nightmare Phoenix.
Excavated for a fail. It should be good to just draw from that deck.
That's fine.
We're going to draw 1. If you want to play a deck that draws a lot of cards,
Activating
this is the
Runick
deck to
Slumber,
play.
Targeting, manage top 3.
we're banishing top 3.
Quality card mechanic goes and match.
Unfortunate for the Gozen match.
Yeah, that big welcome to the graveyard could be
Enter-
huge here.
Battle phase, end phase. You may proceed.
Battle phase, end phase. Runic cards don't let you battle, so no matter how large those monsters are, it might not matter. So there's still technically
Semi
monsters
phase.
on the field for Eric.
Main phase.
And Big Welcome Labrynth has a graveyard effect to return a card back into the hand.
And it is now live because he controls a level 8 fiend.
Yes. Do you want to return the Runic Fountain to turn off the cards in hand? But would that matter? What if they just activate it? Maybe it makes a little bit of a bad
Let's see your
trade.
main phase.
Now he's only got what, 1 card in hand or 2?
I think there's 2 cards in Sydney's hand.
Oh,
And he's
proceed
checking
to
to see
battle phase.
which
Enemy,
things
Sure.
are over there.
Rex,
When battle phase,
Target
Rex
yourself.
effect, regular folly.
summon or add.
Does he do anything on summon, or
This?
does he trigger with him on summon, or only
This
when
is when you when a card
The
is
folly
destroyed.
only triggers
I get to
on
draw equal
destruction,
to
so
or
that's what
per
they're kind of
hire
asking.
1, or if 3 for hires are on board on res, I get to draw.
Okay, okay. That's fine.
I mean, these
Fail
monsters
effect
are really large. I
activating
think both of these
single
monsters are
fires
3,000
affect
attack. So with a Lord of the Heavenly Prison and a Lady, we're going to see the effect of Big
Proceed
Welcome
to phase of
Labyrinth to
battle.
return to hand the Folgo.
Start of battle.
Sure,
Attempt a special from extra.
sure.
Start a battle. Special summoning from the extra deck with the Destruction.
Resolution, Fountain, targeting 3 to put back draw 3.
And we're going to go for the drawing.
2,
3 cards for the Fountain. These 3 cards will matter a lot. And nothing activatable for Sydney. But there is a triple tack.
Attack.
I'll take 200.
And triple tack can quite easily be enabled
Lord
by the
attack,
Lady.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Is that
Take
19?
11.
19, right? Push at 72 to my 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, there's no cards being set. Then that Lady will just be on the field.
You want to at least have something face down to give her the
I'll
protection,
pass.
but nothing's there.
This is just
Anything in draw
2
phase?
really large
You're
monsters
fine.
on the field.
Stand by main.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's all it takes.
We're going to
Normal
beat. Ooh.
That's fine.
Effect special hand.
Beat.
Sure.
Special summon. Donpa. No, sorry, that's Rex.
Activate.
That's the 3rd Rex, I think.
Yeah, that's the 3rd Rex.
Will not activate anything currently. I need to get the Wiz on board. I'm at how much? 73?
72.
72? Okay, so
Now, no battle phase.
that.
Yeah, so you can't crash the Rex. You got to link it off.
Yep.
Anything on summon of Donner.
For Donner.
Donner.
Donner can remove
Donner
her.
effect.
Sure.
Targets are
Targeting
failings.
2. Both Sage and
Resolution,
Rafali.
chain link 1, Rafael, chain excavate equal to the number of fur hires, chain link 2, Wiz to gain life equal to the
So
number.
excavate 2 and then gain 1,000.
And
We're
we're
getting
gonna
15.
Excavate for 2
Yeah,
cards.
response to that.
You're fine.
Chain Rex,
I think this
I'll
kind of
target,
tells Eric has nothing to follow up.
Donner to special.
Sure.
So I will gain 1,500 and excavate top 3.
That's fine.
Excavate 3 cards.
Use beat effect special hand. I will grab 200 in your grave.
There's a Magnamut.
Correct.
There is
I'll grab
a. Well, that's the Bistio Magnamut added to hand.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Raphael lets you add any of the excavated cards,
Yeah,
Activate
not
Donner
just a
effect.
card for hire.
Target beat and your lady.
Okay.
Donner? Yeah.
Donner effect. You get to tribute a. You cannot use the Donner. Only
can only
Donner's
use
effect
one.
once per turn. One effect, one per turn.
He already used the effect to special summon a monster fire from hand to graveyard, so he can't use the
Did
effect.
I get one earlier, or what was that one for? Oh, that was the one. Okay.
Activate Runick Flashing Fire, targeting Lady to pop banish 2.
Flashing Fire onto Lady. Lady is not targeting protected. There are no set cards.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what that last card in Eric's hand is.
Resolution, I'll activate
If it
Fountain.
wasn't something
back
that could
one,
be
draw
set.
one.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps
Draw
another
2
monster.
cards.
It's likely going to be another
Excavated.
monster. I think Sydney at this point has gained the upper hand. We're going to the point where we're drawing too many cards. 2 cards as a trap card deck versus the deck that's trying to deck you out. At this stage, and we see an underworld goddess of the closed world taking out the last monster. And this also shuts
I will
out the
proceed
graveyard.
to end phase.
So that if you try to special summon a card from the graveyard,
Okay.
Underworld Goddess will have something to say about that.
Stand by, man.
Yeah.
2 and
And it even works for
2 and a
Big
half.
Welcome Labrynth, because Big Welcome Labrynth does summon from the graveyard as well.
It can special
So
summon
that
from the
that is
graveyard.
another one.
It's all optional. You have all the choices available to you.
Yes. And we're going to see a Freezing Curse negating Ariadne. So Ariana.
Resolution, put back 1, draw 1.
Turn player, Lord, to summon. Since the set was activated.
It was a set card.
That's fine.
Lord of the Heavenly Prison summoned onto the field.
Okay.
Was Lord revealed first? Does it have to be revealed first?
Very interesting.
Enter battle phase.
We're going to battle phase.
Swing into that one.
We're going to
Attack
attack
deck.
into Rafali.
Target. Can't die by battle. Or
And
banish top
we're going to
2.
protect it with the Runick spell.
Oh,
Cannot be
yeah.
destroyed by
Just the
battle.
one time.
It's just the extra effect to set something. It only happens if you special summoned it while it was revealed.
Rafali staying
End phase, I'll go Bestial
alive.
Magnamut, targeting your Lady engrave.
And Bestial Magnamut has activated,
Effect of Magnamut?
banishing
Sure.
the
Resolve Magnamut?
Lady. And we also
for
get
turn.
the effect to add a Bestial Druid Swarm.
Stand by main.
We're going to see how Sydney's going to try to close this one out now. There's not a lot of effects left, or I don't think there are any effects left for Eric at this point.
Yeah, the tricky thing is not being able to battle, so he's going to do it with the other cards.
Mm-hmm. We're also running really close on time.
That's a drag.
And there's a lot of incidental life gain in there as well from the for hire cards.
Yeah, the Wiz.
Or Wiz.
Wiz gained quite a few life points.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Wiz just very good in this matchup in general.
I think Sydney's trying to set up a little bit of battling now. Like trying to just not activate any Runick cards. If we can get into a battle position, that'd be pretty good. These monsters are not small.
Yeah, notably a lot of defense here.
Say battle phase.
You know, into battle phase. Yeah, we're
Some
definitely
rough
going
out.
for the life points conservation now. We do have a set 1.
Anything in draw phase. Stand by main.
Sure.
We're
Go
going.
Runick Slumber targeting.
We're going to Runick Slumber. We're gonna continue to destroy the deck even further,
Resolution, target
hitting
2 to put
2
back draw 2.
pots and ooh,
It's
that's
a
a
quarter.
very-
It's a quarter century.
Yeah.
Welcome Labyrinth.
That's a beautiful card.
I did Flashing Fire, target to pop a banish top 2.
Yeah, we're going for a massive deck destruction. Lots of shiny cards.
He's got the Starlight Lady as well.
Well, Stream Mode's gone for sure now.
Yeah, that's 2 copies. I don't think there's a third.
Step to enter battle phase. End phase, go ahead.
Enter battle, end phase. Yeah, I think they realize how close they are to time. Well, if you can't battle, there's not be any life point change anyways. Might as well go for deck destruction as the goal.
Target,
Yep.
banish 3.
I think we're getting to the point where we're just cycling Runick spells.
We're at time of the round.
Okay, resolution.
Time has been called.
You got it. Okay.
Yep, and it doesn't matter because it's either going to end right now because he's got higher life points, or it's going to end momentarily because he's